everybody, Sussex Biker here. Today we're going to change the cam gasket. Right, so now the radiator cowl. Right, so now the radiator shield is all off. We've now got the radiator support to remove, so there's a C-clip there. Probably, and a washer. Probably have to prise that off. A bit difficult to do this one-handed. At least it'll give me an opportunity to clean the radiator nicely. Right, so that just pulls down. I can leave that like that. Radiator blockage. There. That's not a good sign. That's another good reason why taking the cowl off and everything is worth doing. So, because you've got that and you've got all of that. That's just such a bad design. The fin gaps should be so much wider. It's just asking for trouble, really. Right, so on the right hand side we've got this plug. Two plugs here to remove. So we'll cut that circlip off. And then we've got this and this hose. And this is also needs to come off, but that's part of this, I think. So let's do it. Right, so that's the two plugs off. Feed that back through there. Well, I probably don't need to because it's part of the radiator, so we're just going to take the radiator off now. Right, first we're going to drain the water. There's a drain tap here, so we'll undo that. Right, we may have to take the radiator cap off. Right, now this is quite hard, but I've managed to crack it. Come on, off you come. Right. Oh. Ugh. Go. Wasn't changed that long ago, so we'll let that drain out. Right, so next we're going to take the water pump housing off. There's only three. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. That's it. Just pull those out. Here we go. And there's a little gland in there, O-ring, that seals it. Right, so that's that bit off. Alright, so hose clip off here. That's all done. That was a bugger. Right, so all the hoses are off. Everything's disconnected. Dripping, dirty radiator. So now we're just going to pull this off these mounts. So I've WD-40'd them, so hopefully they should come off okay. So let's try and get that off. Well, that's one side. Okay, what's happening there? Right, so let's have a look at this little beauty. Oh, it's just incredible, isn't it? It's amazing. And this was a new rad, I don't know how long ago. Right, so let's have a look at this little beauty. Typical place look. And this could be what yours looks like. So it's worth taking out. Look at that. Terrible. This has got to be working a lot better once this is done. Right, okay, let's crack on. Right, we'll just take a look at the water pump. Seems to be okay. Right. So now, we are almost there. Just clean a bit of that off and get the breathing bit off, and then we can start to undo. I know that these rubber bush things that go underneath those washers have gone hard because the end one, they're bottomed out, and that might be why this thing's leaking. Anyway, let's get on to it. The other thing is this heat cover. Right, so this heat cover here should just pull out. There you go. Look at the crap on all of this. Yeah. BMW, you really haven't thought this through. Right, now we can see a bit more, look. Right, airways out the way. Okay, so there's a bolt here and there's the other one there, which takes this rail off, so we'll get that done. Oh, here we go. There's a pipe here that has to come off. Yeah, so this just presses and comes off. So now we stand a better chance, hopefully, of getting this pipe off along here. Right, I'll have to try and free it off before I can't handhold the camera and do that. So back in a mo. Alright, so as you can see, that's partly out now, and so's the other one. Oop. So here, and that one, then we just got to get that end one out. Right, so where are we? Here we are. That's it. And just make sure, oops, these are all clear inside. Okay, coolio. Next, plugs. Okay, so this is one plug pin out. Just goes into here. So you lift this and then that slips out. So we'll just do the rest. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, that's two out. It can be very fiddly. You do need a torch. The lighting here is not that great. Right, a bit of a fiddle, but they're out. There's one here and the other one there. So the next thing we've got to do is get the plugs out, lift those out, and then we can undo these bolts. And they look good, don't they? Never mind. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that wasn't too painful. They all came out fairly easily. And down there's a plug. So there we go. Left to right. Okay, so I've just cracked this one. So that's okay. So I'll go at this one. Can't see it very well because of this connector. Proper fiddly. Right, that's that one. I'm just interested in cracking them first, really. Right, next one. Oop. Yep, that's gone. It's getting harder. I'll just do the front ones first and come back. Okay, so here we are. We've got all the bolts out now, and we're going to lift the cam housing up, cam housing cover. Right, with this, I'm going to put a glove in there or something just to cover that up so nothing gets in there. Which you should do with all holes, bung them with something. So I'll just get the compressor going. These are the parts taken off apart from the fairing things so far, and some bolts and a few tools. And these are the bolts from the cam housing cover. When I tried to tighten up the cam cover, they were just solid. They bottomed out on the shoulder, so there was no give in them at all. So no pressure on the cam cover. So that's probably why it was leaking. And in the picture, it looks like it's actually lifting. I don't know if that's... So anyway, we've got new ones of these rubbers to put on. So I'm just going to fire up the compressor and then blow all manner of crap out around the area, because I don't particularly want it to be all over the so I'm going to blow all this with the air line just so I get rid of a majority of the stuff out of the plug holes as well. So let's do that. Right, here we go. So quiet. Okay, so now we're going to take the coat. So the big reveal, how's this going to go, I wonder? That is free. I mean, just literally nudging it freeing it off, and we'll go around the other side and see what we can do. It looks like it's broken anyway. Oop, careful. Yeah, it's had a lot of mastic on it, look. Okay. But it is moving, that's the main thing. There we go. Oh dear, look. I think someone's had the boss stick out. Right, let's see if that'll come off. Yes, we're there. Wonderful. Right. Okay, now this bit here, you can see this is the chain cover. Right, so this is the chain cover, and that looks like it's been rubbing, and some people say that it actually hits the top of here and causes it to lift, which it could be doing. Let me just work this out. So that's the side, and that is a line. Sorry. Right, so this is the area that it may be touching. So we need to have a close look. There's a bit of a mark on there, which means it could be doing that. Although you might have to push this down, because it looks like it might have the kit in it that stops the chain coming off. So yes, we may have to have this cover off. Look at that, it's awful, isn't it? Just such bad paint on these engines. I just peeled that off really, because I'm going to try and repaint that. So some people have skimmed a couple of mil off of this, but there's a line there anyway. So some people have skimmed a couple of mil off of this tensioner. I can't believe that's lifting it up, but it's possible. Anyway, we've got to clean all that up. Hopefully it's only around this area where it's obviously been leaking and someone's had a problem with it. And then we need to clean this up and then see how flat it is. Okay. Anyway, there we go. We'll have a look at that later, and maybe if we have to take that off, we will. Now, so the cleaner's cut the... Alright, so the sealer is coming off, which is good. And then I'll put some brake clean around it and tidy it up a bit more. Everything is looking a bit clean now. So we've got all the sealant off. Here it is. Some of it. I think the rest of it's on the gasket. So I've also taken off the plug hole seal, and I've got another one here, which is all okay. This is a new one. So we're going to pop that on there. That just slots into those little lugs there. Sorry, I'm trying to do this and video it and record. Okay, so that's all that's needed there. Let's go and have a look at the cam cover. Alright, here's the cam cover. needs a good old wash. Gonna have a look in these breather bits as well. I think they're okay. Don't think they're blocked. Anyway, let's see if I can get this gasket off. I think somebody's welded it on. See, I've got a feeling that when the Sprag clutch was done, that this was taken off. Not sure why, because I don't really know whereabouts the Sprag clutch is, if I'm perfectly honest with you. And I reckon this was taken off, and I think it was put back on without a new gasket, and so the gasket looks pretty shite. But where it's leaking up here, there's been a lot of sealer put. See, you can see it all in here. So anyway, we'll clean this up, get this off, and see. Oh, hang on. No, it's stronger than me. I'll be back in a minute. Anyway, lots of sealant there and sealant along here. I just need to make sure it's flat. Everything is clean and ready to go back on. I would really like to tidy this up. I mean, it's just shite really, but it might look better once it's clean, to be honest, but it's just so corroded. So I may have to just, I don't know, make a decision and see. That depends if it's flat. It might not even be flat, so that'll be the deciding factor. Anyway, we'll cover the top of the engine up and then we'll do some bits and pieces with this. So I'm going to leave it covered like this just so that nothing gets in there. And then we're going to put something in the water pump. Stop that getting anything in there, because you know what the fairies are like. I just had to show you this. Look at this. I've just got it in the daylight. I couldn't believe how bad this is. Anyway, so I'm going to dismantle it, and I'm going to get it powder coated, and then concentrate on cleaning this thing up. And yeah, I think that's a good idea. No idea what it's going to cost, but it's got to be worth it. It'd be a better paint job than BMW's.